What does it really mean to change the world? It's not just about power or fame. True impact comes from shifting the course of human history through ideas, inventions, revolutions, and resilience. These 10 individuals weren't content with the world as it was. They saw what it could be and made it so. Welcome to the top 10 figures who changed the world. Get ready for innovators, revolutionaries, and masterminds whose fingerprints are still all over your life today. Let's dive in. Number 10. Genghis Khan. Born into poverty in the brutal Mongolian steppes, Temujin was captured, enslaved, and betrayed by his own allies. But from this crucible emerged Genghis Khan, a warlord who would unite the Mongol tribes and forge one of the largest empires the world has ever seen. By the time of his death, the Mongol Empire stretched across Asia and Europe, controlling more land than the Roman Empire at its height. But Genghis didn't just leave a trail of conquest. He left behind a global infrastructure. He standardized weights and measures, enforced religious tolerance, and developed a massive postal system. His empire enabled the Silk Road to flourish, facilitating the exchange of goods, ideas, and culture between East and West. His military brutality is legendary, but his geopolitical legacy transformed trade, diplomacy, and international relations for centuries. His DNA can still be traced in an estimated 16 million men alive today, proof that his impact wasn't just cultural, but biological. Number 9. Martin Luther King Jr. He was only 26 when he led the Montgomery bus boycott, but by the time he was 39, Martin Luther King Jr. had changed the conscience of the United States and the world. King used peaceful protest to fight segregation, discrimination, and racial injustice. He marched in Selma, was jailed in Birmingham, and gave one of the most powerful speeches in history on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial. But King's genius was strategic. He knew that televised brutality, police dogs, fire hoses, beatings would force America to confront its moral failings. His actions led directly to the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act of 1965. Globally, King inspired anti-apartheid movements in South Africa and civil rights activism across Europe, Latin America, and Asia. Though assassinated at just 39, his influence endures in human rights struggles around the globe. His dream wasn't just for America, it was for all of humanity. Number 8. Marie Curie. Imagine being told you're too poor, too foreign, and too female to succeed in science, and then revolutionizing it anyway. Marie Curie was the first woman to win a Nobel Prize, and the only person to win in two different sciences, physics and chemistry. Alongside her husband Pierre, she discovered radium and polonium, introducing the concept of radioactivity to the world. Curie faced relentless sexism, yet her brilliance couldn't be denied. During World War I, she outfitted ambulances with X-ray machines and trained 150 women to operate them, saving thousands of soldiers on the battlefield. She refused to patent her discoveries, believing knowledge should belong to the world. Her work laid the foundation for modern nuclear medicine, cancer treatments, and radiation therapy. Today, every time radiation treats a tumor or powers a spacecraft, Marie Curie is there, in science, in spirit, and in legacy. Number 7. Nelson Mandela. For 27 years, Nelson Mandela sat behind bars for opposing apartheid in South Africa, a brutal system of racial segregation enforced by law. But when he emerged from prison in 1990, he didn't call for revenge. He called for reconciliation. And then, in 1994, he became the first black president of South Africa. Mandela's leadership steered the nation away from civil war and into democracy. He established the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, choosing transparency over retaliation and forgiveness over fury. Globally, Mandela's peaceful transition inspired democratic movements in other authoritarian nations. He became a universal symbol of resilience and justice, and even after leaving office, he advocated for global health, education, and human rights. Mandela taught us something profound, that the moral high ground is not weakness, it's strength. Number 6. Isaac Newton. In the 17th century, the universe was still a mystery. Then along came Isaac Newton. In just one book, Philosophiae Naturalis Principia Mathematica, he unveiled the laws of motion, gravity, and the very equations that govern the universe. It was a cosmic cheat code, and it worked. Newton's discoveries formed the backbone of modern engineering, architecture, astronomy, and physics. His work made the Industrial Revolution possible, allowing humanity to build machines, predict orbits, and reach for the stars. But Newton was more than a scientist. He was also a mathematician who invented calculus in his spare time. He decoded the mechanics of the heavens using only a quill, an apple, and an unrelenting mind. He didn't just observe the world, he explained it. Number 5. Leonardo da Vinci. Artist, engineer, anatomist, inventor. Genius, Leonardo da Vinci was the ultimate Renaissance man. In an age of superstition, he dissected corpses to understand the human body. In an age before flight, he designed flying machines. In a time of war, he sketched futuristic weapons, some of which wouldn't be built for 400 years. His notebooks, filled with over 7,000 pages of drawings, diagrams, and thoughts, explored everything from hydraulics to optics to robotics. And let's not forget, he also painted the Mona Lisa and the Last Supper, two of the most iconic images in human history. Da Vinci believed that art and science were one and the same, both efforts to understand truth and beauty. His legacy isn't just in what he made, it's in how he thought. He changed the world not by ruling it, but by imagining what it could become. Number 4. Johannes Gutenberg. Books were once a luxury only the elite could afford. Then came Johannes Gutenberg, who invented the printing press in the 1440s and flipped the intellectual world on its head. His movable type printing system made it possible to produce thousands of books quickly and cheaply. The first mass-produced Bible was just the beginning. With the press, ideas could spread like never before. The Reformation, the Enlightenment, the scientific revolution all exploded because of Gutenberg's invention. It democratized knowledge, it threatened kings, empowered rebels, and built the foundation for modern education systems and mass communication. In a sense, Gutenberg made the internet possible, 500 years early. Number 3. Alan Turing. The Nazis thought the Enigma code was unbreakable until Alan Turing proved them wrong. Turing's work at Bletchley Park shortened World War II by at least 2 years, saving millions of lives. But his most profound contribution was his concept of a universal machine, the theoretical foundation of modern computing. Today, every smartphone, every laptop, every artificial intelligence system owes its existence to Turing's groundbreaking ideas. Tragically, he was prosecuted for being gay and chemically castrated by the British government. He died young, but his legacy lives on. Turing didn't just change the world, he programmed its future. Number 2. Albert Einstein. Time slows, light bends, mass becomes energy. Albert Einstein didn't just revolutionize physics, he transformed our very understanding of space, time, and reality. His theory of relativity explained the behavior of objects in motion and the warping of space-time itself. His equation, E=mc², led to the development of nuclear energy and, controversially, the atomic bomb. But Einstein was also a humanitarian. He spoke out against racism, warned the world about nuclear weapons, and advocated for civil rights in the US. He was a thinker, a dreamer, and a rebel against the limits of human understanding. Even now, space exploration, satellite navigation, and quantum physics all trace back to his mind. Number 1. Thomas Edison. He failed over 1,000 times before perfecting the light bulb, but Thomas Edison never gave up. Edison's inventions lit up the world, literally. The light bulb, the phonograph, the motion picture camera, and the electric grid are just a few of his innovations. He didn't just invent devices, he built an ecosystem for invention itself. Edison's lab in Menlo Park was the world's first true research and development facility, a model that companies still use today. By the time he died, Edison held 1,093 patents and had revolutionized modern life. Every time you flip a light switch, watch a movie, or listen to music, you're living in Edison's world. He didn't wait for the future, he built it. These 10 minds weren't satisfied with the status quo. They saw cracks in the world and filled them with brilliance. They proved that you don't need to be a king, a prophet, or a billionaire to change the world. You just need an idea and the guts to pursue it.